All right, so let's get started with the beginning. Basically this little button, which we can then click on and create items. That's what we want to achieve. At least that's what we start with. So let's go ahead and create a new project and use the empty activity here. And let me just quickly make sure that the screen fills up. So empty activity next, and I'm going to call this one my shopping list app. Okay, everything else can stay the same. I'm just gonna keep get the name in here, and this then opens up a new window for me, a new Android window. So let's wait for Gradle to do its thing, because if you stop it from doing its thing, it could actually break some code, and that's not something we want. Okay, there we are. Now it worked because I just started editing already before Gradle was ready, and then suddenly my shopping list app theme didn't even work. So there we are. We're going to get rid of our greeting. We're going to get rid of all of this code as well. So the only thing we have is our main activity with the surface, and we want to set up a column. All right. So inside of this column is where we're going to put all of our other items, and we need to import them. So you can right click or hover over and then click on this other thing and so forth, but you can also go into the arrow, so to speak. And if there is an import available, you can press Alt, Enter, and this will also add the import. So now my column has been added. So you can see here, import layout column. That's great. So now what should our column look like? The thing is, we have the modifier that we can define. And I'm going to use modifier dot fill max size, because I want to make sure that my column is taking the entire screen. And I want there to be vertical arrangement. So I want everything to be centered. So the vertical arrangement, so from top to bottom, it should be centered. Okay. Then the next thing that I'm going to set up is going to be the button, as I said, right? And we know how to make buttons. So we just go ahead and set up a button. It needs an on-click event. And by the way, we also need to import that. So again, I'm going to use this one here, the compose UI, actually this one here. So the one that is the compose material 3 button. And then we need to implement the on-click event. So for now, we can just say it's not going to do anything, and we need to pass the modifier. So the modifier is going to be, and I'm going to set up my own modifier here where I want to align the button towards the center. So modifier fire dot align. There's this align function, which allows us now to pass an alignment here. So we can use alignment, which is an interface dot center horizontally, and we're going to see what interfaces are later on. And now let's give the button a content, because without content the button won't work. So that's basically how we set the button up. Now let's add a text composable, and we've seen how to do that before, where we give the text a name, or the content, so to speak, and this will now be the text that will be displayed inside of the button that should say add item. Okay, now let me run this real quick so that you see where we're at this given point. So this is not our app yet. This is still the shopping app that we want to get to. That's the result that we want to achieve. So let's see. Once our app is loaded, there we are. We have our add item button. It's not at the top yet, but we start slowly, okay? And then we go faster and faster. And I'd say that's good enough for now. So nothing too new, but we applied the concepts that we have used before. So what we have learned so far, we just used that. And now let's go ahead and go to the next video, where we're going to add a lazy column, which is basically allowing us to add a list, so to speak. So see you in the next video.